favorites videos. They are one of my favorite videos to watch. I love seeing what people are enjoying and the reasons why. So if you would like to see what my current favorites are, just keep watching. Hi, my name is Ange and welcome to my channel, Angela Stuart Beauty, where I share my experiences on all things lifestyle and beauty as I navigate my mature years. If that sounds like something you may be interested in, please consider subscribing to my channel. I upload weekly videos, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell so that YouTube can let you know when I upload a new video. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my current favorites. I don't have a lot, and I don't do these on a monthly basis, as I tend to stick to my core favorites for more than just a month. But I have got some new favorites that are different to my last currents, and I just wanted to share those with you. Now, before we get into my favorites, I just want to say that I have been absent for a week or two on YouTube. I had a few personal things that I wanted to deal with, and the last thing I sort of felt like doing was uploading beauty related videos. Since having that break, I have decided that for a while I am only going to upload one video a week rather than two, just for a bit while I get things back on track. When I film a video for YouTube, it can take me anything from 6 to 12 hours to complete the process for each video. By the time I set up, film, edit, export the edited file to my laptop and then upload from that to YouTube, it can take up to 12 hours for a 20-minute video. So as I work full-time, trying to keep up with 2 a week meant that my life really revolved around my full-time job and then YouTube. I'm wanting to get back on track with some healthy exercise, being conscious about the food that I'm eating, and just trying to get back on my well-being food and exercise, and that needs a little bit more time commitment from myself. So for the time being, I'm going to upload one video a week while I concentrate on getting myself back on an even keel and just giving myself some space to do things that are important outside of a job and YouTube, of maintaining a nice home, keeping the gardens nice, getting that exercise done, and having some free time for myself, for my well-being. So just wanted to let you know that, and I am sure that won't be too much of an issue. Okay, my favorites. I'm going to start off with the one skincare product that I have in here that I have absolutely been enjoying so very much, and that is from the Good Molecules. It's the Caffeine Energizing Hydrogel Patches, eye patches, and they are a silicone little patch that, actually if I take one out and show you, here we go. So these come in the container, and they're little gel patches that are soaked in a product that you can leave under your eyes for around 15 minutes. Now I leave them on probably a little bit longer, and they do slide a little bit, but as they dry out, I just keep pushing them back up under my eye so that they're right under my bottom lash line, and when they dry out just a little bit, they don't move anymore, so you can go about doing some chores or doing other bits and pieces, and I just leave them on for as long as is comfortable while I'm doing my bits and pieces. I'm finding that these really rejuvenate my under eye. I've been finding my under eye being quite dry recently, and these just really do give it a shot of hydration and just make your under eye appear a lot more smooth, plump and hydrated. So when I take the patch away from my eye, I still have residue of product on my eye, and then I just gently tap whatever is left over under my eye into my skin and then move it onto my eyelid as well. These are wonderful, very affordable. I thoroughly enjoy them, will repurchase them, and they have been a wonderful addition to my routine. Getting into the makeup, one of my favourite foundations that I have been using lately is the NARS Sheer Glow. I have been really enjoying this foundation. It's what I'm wearing today. I love the coverage that this gives. I love the beautiful finish. It's not too matte, it's not too dewy, and it is really quite complimentary on my oily combo mature skin. I am reaching for this quite a lot because I know that any time that I wear this, I'm guaranteed a beautiful makeup day. And the colour I'm wearing at the moment, with it being winter here in New Zealand, is light number 6. Thoroughly enjoying this, and I apply it with my damp beauty sponge. A powder that I have really been enjoying lately, and I'm sorry to mention this, but it is something I have been enjoying, something I only acquired recently. This has been discontinued. We are fortunate enough that because we live in New Zealand and things take their time to filter through to us down here, when I knew this was being discontinued, I sort of chased around till I found it, and it is the Natural Finish Loose Powder by Chanel. In the previous formula, this has since been reformulated and there are more shades available, but I am enjoying this. I have mine in 30 Natural Translucent 2, and yes, it's a beautiful velvety finish, and I really think that I'm going to miss this when I run out. And I do believe the new formulation of powder is a little bit different, but I think I will be tempted to try it anyway to see how it is on my skin, because I've enjoyed this one so much. Now I've got quite a few eyeshadow palettes that I've really been enjoying lately. I was going to pick 1 or 2 of these, but I decided I'm going to say I find all of these mini Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes that I have as favourites. The ones I have are the Mini Star, the Retro, the Mini Nude and Mini Glam palettes. These retail for 25 US dollars. They have 5 shades in them and they are amazing. The quality of these palettes, I love the size of the pans. The curation of colours in these palettes are just amazing, and for a no-brainer look, if I've got no time to think about what I want to do, I reach for one of these 4 palettes and I know that I'm going to come out with an eye look every time that I really enjoy. So I couldn't highly recommend these palettes enough. I think they're super affordable for people that are not wanting to spend the large amount of money on her larger palettes. This is just a great way of having Natasha Denona in your makeup collection, and I just think they're fabulous, and I'm so pleased that I have those ones. Another eyeshadow palette that I have been reaching for and absolutely love, and it's the eyeshadows that I'm wearing on my eyes at the moment, and that is my KKW Mrs. West palette. I absolutely love this palette for its neutral, easy, just blendable. I love the pigmentation in this palette. I love how easy they are to blend. And I have to say, I love the palettes that I get from KKW. I think that going forward I might get some more. There's some new palettes that she has released recently that I've held back on, but I think I'll add some more to my collection because I really do like the quality of these eyeshadows. And the last little eyeshadow palette that I've really been loving, and it actually was because I did an eyeshadow tutorial with this recently, and it just made me realize how much I love this palette. And it is the Too Faced Hot Buttered Rum palette. It was a limited edition palette. The colors in here are just gorgeous. I particularly really like this dark shadow here. It just comes off so nicely on the eye look. You have your mixture of your mattes and your shimmers. They are warm based shades, but I just really enjoy this. And I'm reaching for my small eyeshadow palettes just so much more lately, probably because I have been pressed for time, and I know that when I reach for a small palette I'm limited to my choices, and it's just easy to make a really nice eye look without too much thought going into it. A blush that I have been enjoying again, and I have mentioned this I think in my favourites before, but it is the blush that I'm wearing at the moment, and once again it's by KKW Beauty from the Mrs. West collection, and it is the Flower Wall Pink powder blush. Really love this, and is whenever I'm wanting a pink blush I'm reaching for this just so easily as my choice. I do have quite a few blushes, but there's only about 3 or 4 that I do continually reach for on a regular basis, and Flower Wall is one of them. I have mentioned in past favorites videos my love of now this isn't KVD, this was the Kat Von D brand, and it was the Brow Struck Dimension powder. I have the light brown and medium brown, and I have thoroughly enjoyed those powders in the past. I still have them, but I have purchased recently the taupe colour, and it's just a little bit lighter but still quite ashy. I quite like that, and I'm not wearing it today because I've just used a brow gel, but for most days, 90% of the time, this is the brow product that I use. I love it. It doesn't budge, it doesn't sort of wear off. If I was to put my hands on my face, it doesn't wear away. Absolutely love this brow powder, and I've got a funny feeling the reason I got it on sale was that maybe it's being edged out of the line now that it's just become KVD. So not sure, but really love that product. Now just a couple more items to share with you, and this next product is something that I made a request for a wee while ago, asking you guys what you could recommend for teeth whitening. I'm very shy of the products that use the UV light inside your mouth. I just, in my personal opinion, feel that that's quite an unnatural thing. Our UV light isn't meant to be on the insides of our mouths. We can't use sunscreen. So I have definitely erred away from those type of teeth whitening. But the majority of people who made suggestions recommended the Creaked 3D white strips, and it took me a wee while to get these. I purchased them from Amazon because we can't get them here in New Zealand, and I really like these. They made a huge difference to the whiteness of my teeth. I'm only halfway through this packet, so I've got a few more to go, but they have made an absolute difference to the whiteness of my teeth. Thank you so much for all the recommendations recommending this particular product. I am going to repurchase this on a 6-monthly basis and try and keep my smile more white. It is a struggle because as far as wine goes, I prefer red wine and I drink black tea. So I have found these invaluable in trying to get my white smile back. The last items I have to talk about are actually 2 books. Now these books are both beauty related books, but they couldn't be more different from each other. The first book, as soon as this became available, I purchased it online. I was a little bit gutted because I was very impatient and I ordered it on Amazon and had to pay about $24 New Zealand dollars to have it shipped to New Zealand. So it ended up being about a $70 book. And then literally a week after it arrived from Amazon, it was available in our bookstores for $44. So I should have been a little bit more patient, but sometimes we just don't get these sorts of things here in New Zealand, and you do need to buy them on overseas sites. Now this is the book Skincare by Caroline Hirons. I love Caroline Hirons. I just love her personality. It's no BS. She says what she thinks, and I love that. It might not be not everyone might agree with some of the things she has to say, but I love the way she delivers it. She is a facialist and has been in the beauty industry for decades, and she is so informative. I followed her blog for many years. I follow her YouTube channel. She's now very active on Instagram, and this book is word for just, it's her. There's no mistaking that her whole personality comes out in this book. Now, whilst I was waiting for this to arrive, I couldn't wait for the information in it. I also purchased the audiobook, and so I had listened to the audiobook before this had arrived, and I have the best of both worlds. When I enjoy a book so much and I have the audiobook, I love having the actual book for grabbing a highlighter pen and highlighting the parts of the book that really resonate with me. Now, something about this book that I really appreciate her highlighting. She has worked with a beauty industry for so long. She gives her take of, and I think it's a great way of her explaining it, of the clean and green marketing that is out there in the beauty world, and how that is marketed for us as consumers to spend our money, and not all the time is it as transparent as you may think. And I found this quite eye-opening, and I think, as with anything, if you have a conviction for whether you want to be vegan, cruelty-free, green, that you do your homework on the products, on the company, all those sorts of things. And I've always been of that mindset, which is why some skincare products I won't use, only because they have certain ingredients in that I personally don't want to use, but many people have no issue with using them. And this is where skincare beauty becomes a very personal thing. What I love about the information in this book is she is very transparent about how you can find that information. She gives you places where you can find that. And another side to the whole marketing of a multi-billion-dollar industry, of where sometimes truths are not important to marketing as long as they can get the consumer dollar. I think this is an invaluable book for a consumer in the skincare industry. It's no fluff. If you want to know routines, where to use things, why to use things, great book. Highly recommend it. As I said, you can get it in its physical form, or you can get it with an audiobook. I got mine through Audible. I am a fan of audiobooks and have a subscription with Audible, and I get so excited when a new credit comes through because I've got a huge wish list. Now my next beauty book is, I feel, completely opposite to this one. Absolutely love all the information in here. This is just different. Now I got this from the library, and I have just recently purchased the physical book online because I'm enjoying it that much. I have been listening to the audiobook as well. I love audiobooks because when I'm traveling to and from work and in my car, that is when I listen to my audiobooks. And then I got really excited listening to some of the information in here. So I'm purchasing my own, well, I have purchased my own copy of this so that I can go through and highlight what I feel is really important to me. Now it's called The Beauty Diet, and it's by David Wolfe. And he is a nutrition and natural beauty expert. And this is very much based on, he is vegan. It's based on a very natural, a natural take on beauty. It starts at the very beginning on what you eat, what you put in your body, but it also touches on anything that is to do with our external influences, with pollution, with chemicals, with toxins, with what we eat. It's all brought in to this as an overall recipe, really, for how our beauty comes from the inside out. And if we don't get what we put into our bodies right, sometimes using the topical and products and ingredients are not going to be as effective if we don't get it right the other way around. I am really enjoying this, and whereas in this book here, Caroline is a little bit, I wouldn't say, she's not anti, she's wary. Very wary, and I totally get that when you hear it from her perspective, wary of the natural, clean, green, non-toxic side of beauty, because some of it isn't truthful, some of it is marketing and a ploy to get your dollar. This was an eye-opener for me to really investigate and understand what you're purchasing, and not just to believe what is on a product, what is on a box, what's on the bottle. Do your homework. She's not a fan of a site that I particularly like, which is the EWG Environmental Working Group website. I like it. I don't work to rule with it, but I love to be informed on that side, on the real, some people would say it's fear-mongering, but I want to know that side of it so that I come somewhere into the middle. This book really endorses the EWG website, and so that's why I say these are very two different beauty books. I have devoured them and taken from them what applies to me. I'm enjoying this because I'm trying to get back on track with my healthy eating. So some of the foods in here that it's recommending I eat, I'm just tweaking, and I've rewritten my shopping lists. Obviously, so it tells you, you know, the top 12 superfoods for beauties, and there's a shopping list for that. Breaks down all those foods. Goes into hormones in your body, and that is a very interesting chapter for me, because I find if my hormones are imbalanced, I put on weight, my skin plays up, everything else about my body goes out of whack. So you've got lots of reading on testosterone, thyroid, how iodine is important, all those sorts of things. And I'm really enjoying this book from a health-wise perspective that can benefit my skincare and my beauty regime. At the back of the book there are tons and tons of recipes as well. I believe this gentleman, I think I might have this right, had developed the NutriBullet. Let's see where it tells me. Okay, so David Wolfe is an internationally acclaimed leader in the field of nutrition and natural beauty with more than 20 years of experience. He's the natural spokesperson, for the NutriBullet Superfood Nutrition Extractor. But I have really enjoyed this, and as I said, they are two very opposing spectrums of the beauty industry. But I'm enjoying both, and I have picked out of it the information that is important to me. But they have been where I've been having downtime and trying to sort of get away from screen time and enjoying that side of relaxation is with these books, and I've thoroughly enjoyed them. And I've probably waffled way too long about those two books, but they have really excited me. I know I didn't have a lot of favourites with that lot, but as I said, when I get favourites I reach for the same things over and over again and give them a lot of love. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you've read either of those books or if you're interested in reading them at all. I'll leave links down below to where you can get these, and highly recommend Audible. It's not sponsored, but I find I don't have a lot of time for reading, and sometimes listening to my books as an audio book is how I get that part into my life that doesn't that just makes it easy. It fits into my lifestyle. If you haven't already, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that YouTube can let you know when I upload any new videos. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, would truly appreciate it. Let me know down below what your favourites have been lately. Would love to hear your thoughts. And if you've got any amazing, skincare, beauty, health or well-being books that you could recommend, I'd love to hear from you. I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, guys, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See ya. Bye.